Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of JFC Hollywood and Friends. Actually, it's kind of nice because it's one of the few times that we go live after a win, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken, right?
We haven't had too
And
many wins.
so we're still waiting for Julie, but with us tonight, we're gonna have the usual Edoardo Mazza, as known as Giacomo Leopardi,
Hi, everybody.
e Pietro Nardone, president of JFC Vancouver. Hi, Pietro.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
So I had a list of topic before going live. Actually, today when I was working, I had a list of topic, and of course, I forgot. I don't remember where the list went. Okay, so I no, okay, I cannot start with this. I'm not gonna tolerate this thing anymore. Okay, so we definitely there is two topics we need to talk about. Is one is let me introduce Giulio. Hi, Giulio. Finally, thank you for rebooting your laptop and joining us. So there is a couple of topics we need to definitely talk. Is the Windows the winter transfer market window closed, and let me add finally. So maybe we can talk about what happened in the picture. Okay. And then we need to talk about what happened in the last game and in the close future. Before passing the mic to everybody, let me introduce Francesco. Hi, Francesco. Long time no see you. Francesco is from Salt Lake City. How is it going? Is it cold over there?
It is very cold. Well, actually, today it's not that bad. We're like 62 degrees, so it's not that bad.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but it's gonna be cold in the next few days. So
okay. So as I told you, we need to talk about the transfer market, the winter transfer market, and we're gonna recap about that, the game against Empoli, and what we're gonna have in the close future. So who wanna start? Who wanna be the first one to go?
Vai, Francesco, vai.
Okay.
But Francesco is his first time. So Francesco needs to tell us his favorite Juventus player and his favorite Juventus coach. And then you tell us what you think about what Matteo asked.
So I don't know what you guys think, but I really like Motta, and I'll explain why maybe later. I think the Juventus game with Motta improved a lot compared to Allegri. So I'm not against it. We just need to kind of seal the 3 points easier, and we're just lacking of experience. That's my biggest issue with Juve this year. If I have to point out one player that I really like would be Conceição. I think Conceição has been a great.
The question was ever your Juventus player ever.
Oh, my
your
Juventus
coach
player
ever.
Oh,
yes.
coach. Okay, I thought you guys were talking about this.
No.
I would say my favorite coach ever would have to be it's a tough one. Probably Trapattoni. Trapattoni is my favorite one. For some reason, I just love that guy. And favorite play ever would be Platini.
Nothing to argue.
I'm a little old, so I'm 47.
He's a little old. 37, did you say?
47. I wish
47. 47. Well, you look 37. All right, go ahead. The stage is yours.
So Francesco, sorry, just to recap. So let's talk about the transfer market window. So just to a quick recap, we basically get rid on loan or sold Fagioli, Danilo, and Arthur. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the 4 players that get in was Alberto Costa, Renato Veiga, Colomoni, and
Kelly.
Yeah. So you, what is the grade you give June? You like? You would do anything different?
I think that I would say it's a B, because I think the signing of Colomoni was a really good one, in my opinion, so far. The other ones are just trying to basically cover for the injuries we had. So we're talking about Bremer and Cabal, of course. And so I think it's not that bad. And people been criticizing Kelly a lot, but I don't think we should be criticizing the players until we see what they're capable of on the pitch, and not just by judging by the name. We don't know much about Kelly. I mean, personally, I've saw the highlights, but he played in the Premier League, so we just gotta give him time, and the pitch will tell. Like I said, we can't just judge before seeing what he's capable of.
Are you listening, Edo?
I am. And I agree to an extent.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have anything against the player itself. I don't even know how it looks like. I don't know. Maybe
that's the problem.
There could be issues on like how we end up with that player. Like even from the outside, you have this idea of like you go through a list of players.
Yeah.
And then at the very last minute, you settle for a guy who wasn't clearly the top of your list. And probably you overpaid a little bit. So those are the issues. The player itself, maybe he's going to turn out great, and that's a position of need. How many times have we talked about having a lefty as a center back? I don't think the last real one was Alexandro. So ever since the great Alexandro, it was like, oh, we need another one. So now we have two, and maybe that's good.
Yeah, in the past we had players that were not exciting, and then they turned out to be good. You know what I mean? And then we had players like Koop Meiners. I was so excited about Koop Meiners, and then he came, and I'm like, he's not doing well right now. Even though I like the guy, I think he can really turn around and make a great season still. But so like I said, sometimes you get these players, you don't know who they are, and they turn out to be great,
So Pietro, we actually, when the window started, we thought we were gonna get like a center back, and I'm not gonna say this January 2nd, but between this as soon as possible. Like at the end of the day, we got the two center back as the last, because we were able to add this Alberto Costa, that actually I don't know him, and Colomoni, that it's revealing as a big signing. Okay, so are you satisfied with what Giuntoli has done? Did it give like a lot of what we need? Because we got to think that between, I think, this summer and the winter, we had 15 or 16 new players, I think.
Yeah, I usually don't give a vote, because I would give a vote at the end of the season if these players will work out or not. I don't think there's anybody that works for a team that are making choices because they want to make the team worse. I think Cristiano is doing his best to make the team the best that he can with the tools and the money that he has at his disposal. And I'm having this argument with my club as well on our chat. I mean, everybody has a million different opinions. Everybody is a direttore sportivo. Everybody's a coach. Everybody, I'm sure that Cristiano has a plan in place. Some of the choices he's made, I don't understand them, but I don't know the entire plan. I mean, all these players that he's got on loan, I really doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm sure he has a plan for the rest of the year and for next year. This is a 3-year plan, guys. It's not this year. We're not going to start winning until probably the 3rd year, in my opinion. This is my humble opinion.
Of course.
And we just have to be, seriously, we have to be very, very, very patient. As you know, we every once in a while, like you, Matteo, I reach out to Chiellini, and he said the same thing. Guys, we need to have a lot of patience. There is so much work to be done. And if a guy like him is saying that, and he knows his business, he knows Juventus, we have to be the same.
Yeah, it looks at some time like I think Juventus fans especially the last few years, I would like to say, is if we win, it looks like we're gonna win the Champions League. If we tie or we lose, probably we're gonna get relegated in the second division. We don't have like a right middle, okay? And for example, I'm usually the optimistic guy. I always try to see the half, the glass half full. But yes, but
Me too.
because right. So yeah, I agree with you, Pietro. Really, we need to be patient. Giulio, I know that you are really you didn't like the Fagioli move. So what's your thought about that?
Well, I think if we need to be objective, we need to say that Giuntoli delivered what we asked, right? We've been saying since what, October, November, we need 2 center backs, we need a left back, we need a backup for Vlahovic. Well, here we have it now. Do we like him? I don't know, but it got those. All right, it got those. That's what we needed. That's what it got. We can't complain about any of those moves. Now, if they're going to work out or not, that's a different conversation that we're going to have in 4 or 5 months. But he did what he had to do. Then going back to your question, my feelings are like a little more, they go a little beyond Fagioli, right? I think this is one of the first few times, and since I root for Juventus actually, that I don't recognize the team, that I don't see myself into that team. I don't recognize the management. I don't recognize the players. It's probably one of the teams with the least Italian players ever, you know. So Fagioli just falls into that kind of feeling, perception that I'm starting to have about this new course. All right. I really had faith in the Italian young people that we had. It looked like we had a stronger Italian base. There was Chiesa, Fagioli, there is Locatelli, Gatti. Now they've gotten like the goalie, and now we're left with the goalies, Gatti and Locatelli, which I don't think a team can be built on these 3. So from that point of view, I'm not happy about those moves. I understand they need money. Today I was reading that in the past 6 months, they've gotten 100 million from the sale of the youngsters. So I understand why they did it. But it's a complex situation. But overall, Giuntoli is doing what he's supposed to do.
And so do you agree with Fagioli with the move with the Fagioli, or you were expecting?
It's not about the move Fagioli right now. I don't like how the past 6 months how they handled Fagioli. I personally don't think he had that much space. Not at least in the last 2 months anymore. December, January, it was gone. And when you have talent like that, when you even paid like his full salary for a year, when he was like disqualified, you expect that they're investing on the player, not that they are depreciating the player, you know, in 4 or 5 months. So I don't like how they handled it.
Too?
Huh?
I think they renewed the contract too.
Right. Signed the contract and all of that. So I didn't like how it was handled. So I don't know if it was a technical choice. I don't know if there was something between him and the coach. I don't know. But it's probably one of the biggest loss for me personally. I mean, amongst all the youngsters, it was the one that I thought could have eventually become a fulcrum in our midfield, and instead just is gone. So big disappointment. Even though now I understand why it was sold. Now I understand the logic, the rationale. So now February 2nd, I understand why they did it. But this is something should have gone back a few months and plan it differently if you wanted to keep it, you know. So I don't know. Something didn't work out.
Well, but at the end of the day, you cannot say that, you know, we already argue about that, but you cannot tell it that he didn't have his chance. He had his chance. Could have like more chances, maybe yes, maybe no. Yeah, but I can I recall only the game against Leeds, yeah, and the last time he was given a chance was against Bologna, and it was borderline terrible in that game, and honestly, I never heard like and I think the issue with Fagioli, that I think is one of the most talented players in Italy at the moment, they were not on the pitch. I think it was off the pitch actually, and that's why it maybe needed a change of scenery, and maybe look, I don't care. He left. Okay, so I don't really know. I wish him the best. Period. Okay, but he needs to resolve what is off the pitch. That's the issue over there. So, and how can you build? You basically were ended everything. You have a team and be on your back, and then what the few rumors that were coming out, it looked like it's still like the same issue. So I don't know. Was kind of disappointed with the guy, not with the team, and maybe because look, that's like a disease. It's not like something that you talk lightly about that, because we don't know. Actually, personally, I don't know what he's talking about. Talking about an addiction. I wish him the best. Period. Point. About the transfer market, I agree that we got everything we need. Maybe we were waiting for some different player. Okay. But I don't think we could have done anything better than Colomoni. Colomani actually scored 3 goals in the first 2 games, and they give like a great option to Thiago Motta. I don't understand why everybody right now is asking to to play Colomani and Vlahovic together, because finally we can pick one of the two, and it's not like it's behind them, but we have choice, because we have like Ildiz, Conceição, Nico Gonzalez, Mangula, Weah. So we have choices finally, and actually it showed even in the game last Sunday that when you can when you minute like a 60, 65, 70 minutes, you can put like a Conceição that is fresh, or like a Nico Gonzalez that is fresh. It's a change of pace in the pitch. Yeah. So finally we can do that. And what I like about what I see, actually, I rewatched the game against Empoli. Okay, the one thing, I don't think like Kelly would have be acquired if Kalulu was not going to. So if Kalulu was healthy, I don't think we would have gotten Kelly. So I think it was like a rush move, and we needed, because Kalulu probably going to be out for like another 3 weeks at least, for what they're saying. Okay, so
that's an expensive one.
Yeah. But is generally transfer market winger is never cheap.
Yeah, no, I agree. But like, if it's that sort of like stopgap solution at the very last minute, maybe you don't commit like almost 30 million for that player.
I know they're a lot of money. It's a big risk. I agree with you. I don't know the play. Look, personally, I never seen him playing. I know they come for like a great season with Bournemouth. And actually, last year there were like a lot of teams in Premier League that were like bidding for him. He picked Newcastle because probably they give him more money than the other team. Okay, but he didn't play that much because he played actually 10 or 12 games. Didn't play that much. So only that I really don't know anything about him. So yeah, but what the alternative was being like with Renato Veiga and Gatti for the next month.
Yeah, but we also had that other player. I forgot his name. He failed the physical, right? He had the physical in Paris. The same player that failed the physical.
Oh, Danso. Yeah.
So that was the first choice for Giuntoli, because he didn't have to commit the money. With Kelly, he had to commit the money, and then he had no choice. And it's either we would be talking about not having a center back right now, or having a center back that's expensive. So we have a center back. Let's forget about how much we paid, not our money. We have what we needed. Did we pay too much? Hey, only time will tell.
It's not even that expensive if it turns out to be a decent player. Like 26-year-old, 25 million. It's not expensive for the age, for the experience he already has, if it turns out to be a decent player, because at the end of the season, Veiga is gonna be going back to wherever he came from, where's Chelsea. So we're still gonna need another one. So maybe if this works out, and maybe it is a good investment. It's just like we don't know the guy. So
and also, let's remember that Kelly was one of the players that Giuntoli wanted at Napoli years ago. So he really likes Kelly. He sees something in him, and we don't know him, but Giuntoli probably, if he made that move, it means that he really likes the guy, and let's see if he's right about that.
Yeah,
but
you're
the
right.
perception is completely different. Like if 3 days after the window opened, Giuntoli cannot say, okay, this is our guy, we're gonna commit 30 million. Maybe we would be like, okay, well, we don't know about this guy. Like, why are we just jumping on him? But then it's his job to identify talent and say, okay, we pay him for that. So he identified this guy, he got him, great, right away. To me, the feeling that you go through a number of players, you go through Araujo, Antonio Silva, Anchko, Danso, whatever, and then
Tomori.
Tomori, literally like 30 minutes before the window closed, they didn't even.
We would have an episode of this podcast without Edo having issue one time, maybe. But it's not going to be today. Okay. No, yeah, but I agree with Edo, but we don't know, because for the few things that we know, Tomori was a Dundee and then he fell. Araujo, I think he used to have like a new deal with Barcelona. Antonio Silva was never, and Benfica didn't never want to let him go. So, and as it usually, if you need to buy in January, it means that things are not going great, right? Because that you need something that it left incomplete in the summer, or you had a lot of injury, right? So you really don't want to be a buyer in the January transfer market. So wait, let me
also we need to understand that those deals that he was trying to get done at first, they were dry loans, He didn't want to spend money. And then when he got to the point where he had to spend money, he went after Kelly. So Tomori was going to be a dry loan, right? Same thing with, I can't remember, but you know what I mean? It's like those fell apart, and he's like, okay, now I got to spend money for a center back, and let's go with Kelly since I like him. That's probably what he thought, but I'm not sure.
Of course.
We will never know. I guess.
So we have Mauro with a question here, still with about the transfer market window, and then we're gonna pass talking about the game. So we wanna answer this.
I'll bring Vlahovic on my shoulder, throw it on the desk of PSG. Put a bow on his head and walk back or whatever. If they are gonna do a straight up swap. Yeah, sure, right away. I mean, no brainer.
I've always been a fan of Vlahovic, but this season is I stopped defending him. I mean, there's something wrong with him this year, and
I'm gonna straight ask you. He had an unbelievable goal, okay, last Sunday, okay, but should he passed the ball to me?
Yes.
Yeah. They had three in front of the. I mean, if we were 2-1, we're leading, then he scored. If we were 1-1 and he does what he does, I mean, it's like because like chances that ball goes in are less than slim from the angle for where the defender is, for where the goalie is, like where the ball went. Like if he tries it another 100 times, it's not gonna go in.
Yeah.
Amazing goal. I mean, amazing goal, and I'm glad he did it. I think he needed it, and it helped him probably to gain confidence.
Yep.
But that's not a player that is playing for the team.
Yeah. He takes balls, though, to take that shot. You know what I mean? It's like, especially after all the misses he had. And I think he had a little bit of courage to try that shot. And good for him. I mean, he went in. But imagine if it went out. I mean, right now we'll be talking about, again, like a horrible Vlahovic. Like it doesn't work for Juve and that kind of stuff. So, I don't know.
Well,
I don't like the attitude also after he scored, what he did, like if he was the man,
Yeah.
I don't like it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see myself in this team, this type of behavior. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I agree. There's something missing. And probably, when you get rid of Danilo, you get rid of Rugani and people that could have shared with the new players what it means to be at Juve. I mean, it's like you lose that spirit. You lose the Juventinità, how we call it in Italian.
Yeah, the only one left, I think, is Pinsoglio, probably.
Pinsoglio, yeah. Perin, maybe?
Maybe, a little.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we have a big gap, a big void there that they're trying to fill with a different type of approach, or like a team approach. The coach, right, that is the leader, is the captain, but I don't know. We need somebody on the field. We've said it a million times. It's missing that part. I don't need to repeat.
I think it's a new style, guys, and we need to get used to it.
Yeah.
It's gonna take time. It's not like a light switch. You turn it on and off. The decisions they're making today, and of course, I'm being positive here. The decisions they're making today, we're not going to see the results until later, right? We tried the instant team 2 years ago, right? Yeah. How did that work out?
Yeah, I agree with you, actually. Yeah, they're young.
But you have a great point. Yeah, we are young and inexperienced, right? Because we don't have experience. Okay, so and then so let's go back. Talk about the game on Sunday. Okay, actually, I went back and I rewatched the game. Okay, and the first 20-25 minutes were horrible. Okay. And for several reasons, because probably we were coming for 2 losses. We have a two new players actually on the pitch, because Colomani is still considered new. Renato Vega probably got there he trained a couple of times with the team, so maybe they didn't know each other. We have Weah play on the right back and Savona play on the left back. I don't think he ever played over there. We have Kobbminer switching the position and play in the midfield, close to Locatelli. So I think we didn't know what to do. Okay, the first 20-25 minutes, and then with the game advancing, I think we didn't play that bad. Have we had a great game? No, absolutely no. But I think we were better than there is this feeling when we talk about Juventus that for whatever reason we always see the negative side. Okay, of what's happening on the pitch. Okay, I think Empoli was playing the perfect game. Empoli had needed nothing to lose. They came to Allianz. They went up 1-0 after 3 minutes or 2 minutes and a half. Okay, they play actually a fun soccer to watch, because they play high pressure. They have a lot of young, interesting, talented player. For example, I love Colombo. I definitely love Esposito. Okay, that he may be a really great player for this to come. And they were played, and they didn't have anything to lose, and we had everything to lose. But then we had a lot of chances that we didn't to tie and to win the game. So I don't think the game was that bad. So I know I was talking with Edo, but Edo is frozen again. Okay, so I'm gonna ask. We're gonna start talking about the game on Sunday. The point is this is a young and experienced team, and winning help winning. Okay, so that's why I think the game we're gonna have in a couple of days against Como is really super important, because will be one of the few times how many times we had a streak of 2, 3, 4 win, maybe a couple of times, but no more than 3 win. So we need to start winning, because we need to learn how to win. Start getting some ugly win. Okay, the one they were you win 1-0, 2-1, suffering till 97 minutes, because this is how you get the experience.
Yeah,
I agree. I saw the game twice as well, Matteo. To be honest, I was very happy for De Sciglio. I was. If it was any
you
player,
took it with one of the Sciglio fan.
The guy took so much crap from all of us, all the years that he's been with us, but he's never said a word. He's never been a Vlahovic. He's always been a real Juventino, as far as I'm concerned. He's not a great player, don't get me wrong, but I'm happy for the person. Okay. But even when he scored, I was never, not like the other games. I wasn't worried at all. Actually, my son had watched the game before he knew the result, and I wasn't worried at all. And then we ended up winning. It wasn't like the other games where we were winning 1-0, and I was worried that we were going to lose. This time we were losing 1-0, but I knew we were going to, if not tie, but if not win, but at least tie. That was my feeling.
Look, I was worried, but I see the team that will start playing together. So
yeah, they weren't worried. The players did not crumble like they usually do. Yes, it's Empoli we're talking about, not Real Madrid. But we also crumbled against teams like Empoli. So that's where I'm coming from.
So I watched the game when I woke up. It was around 8 a.m., right? And the game was at 4 a.m. Thank goodness I didn't wake up at night, because I usually do. When Juve plays, for some reason, even when I sleep, I wake up knowing that there is a game, but I didn't. And when I saw the result without watching the game, I thought we killed the game. We killed Empoli from the first minute. It was a very easy game. And then I started watching the actual game, and first off, I was like, thank goodness I didn't see it live, because otherwise I would have been freaking out like after the first half, because I was like, nothing is changing, nothing is really clicking, you know. But then I was like, so then probably second half we played well, and we actually did. But thank goodness I didn't see it live, to be honest with you guys. So
you need
this
a new
game,
heart.
this game is
yeah.
This game is exactly who we are. Okay, so this game showed how fragile psychologically we are. We got scored on after 4 minutes, and they completely crumbled. Okay, because you saw 25 minutes of nothing, like 25 minutes of total confusion. It's not like it's not like, you know, like when we're passing the ball, we're trying to do something, but you don't know how to end it. Blah, blah. Yeah. Nothing, like total confusion. They were completely lost. So that tells you like the mental strength of this team at home. We were at home, right? So then the first half ended like it ended. Like we were joking. We're like, oh, the first 25 minutes were like in promozione. The first half ended, we were in Serie B. The second half, we were back in Serie A, and then, you know, we won the game, right? But that's exactly what is going through this team. We go through these waves that are like scary. They're scary. At the end of first half, I was worried. Actually, at the end of first half, I was worried. I was like, Jesus, another like 1-1. Probably we're gonna tie it up because they're gonna be parked in front of the goal. And then instead, like, we scored, and somehow that gave them that push, and we found a lucky 2-1, and then it was easy. And that exactly shows you how the problem is psychological, actually. You know, otherwise you don't win 4-1 in a game like this. It's very psychological. They lack experience, and then they're scared. They're scared. They don't know what to do, and there is nobody that takes them by the hand and whips them. You know, when they need to, they're not able to do it.
Well, let's not forget that the goal was offside.
Sure. I'm not. That's besides the point, though.
No. Going to your point of, can you imagine Bonucci and Barzagli and Chiellini on the field? They would have devoured the referee to go and check.
Yeah.
Where no experience whatsoever. Not even our goalie. He had to duck to one side because he couldn't see the ball, and he didn't even have the cojones to talk to the referee. And hey, the guy was blocking me. At least he would have gone to VAR, because VAR is not. Actually, I was surprised that VAR went and disallowed the penalty shot.
Live, Marelli said that he wasn't offside. I was almost going to break him at the TV, but okay, it didn't happen. And Pietro, you watched the second time the game. Have you noticed that for the first 20 minutes, Ildiz maybe touched probably one ball?
Yeah, no, I did, yeah. And I'm not sure why.
So Edo, we were talking a little bit before the start, and so they're gonna ask your opinion. Something that we change actually, maybe is one of the first time that the Moto change the plan during a game, because we started the game with that possession from left to right. We now never going up, okay? And of course, Locatelli is not allowed to go up, so you know that is not, it cannot pass the ball forward, okay? But yes, we were not basically moving the ball up. We were always going left to the right. Then we started actually play long ball to Colomoni on the left and the right. And with the minute, we started getting confidence. We were going up in the field, and we were applying our pressure, and that's we were able to take the win home. Okay, have you noticed the same? Actually, one of the few things that Vega can give us is a left foot defender that can basically play the ball like better than the right, because we were basically adjusting Kalulu or Gatti or Bremer on the left side. It's not always easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's very obvious that, you know, Colomoni is much more vertical as a threat compared to what Vlahovic provides right now. He used to be that way. Now he doesn't have that. You know, like, I was pretty surprised when I saw Colomoni play the first couple of games. The guy is quick, but like sneaky quick. Like it doesn't look fast, but man, he's very, 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 very fast. And that gives you that vertical dimension that we just didn't have. So having, as you said, a player that can play the long ball from the back, that it's not just simply Locatelli over and over again. And having a player, that was one good thing that I saw about Renato Vega, was he actually won a lot of the 50-50 balls in the air, you know, the stuff that we don't really win. So getting the ball back quickly and, you know, playing vertically just immediately with that kind of threat from Colomoni, I think it gives us a lot more than, you know, what we had in the past. I didn't see them asking out of Colomoni what they asked Vlahovic, like, you know, get the ball, let the team, you know, come up and then move the ball around. It was just more direct. You know, you have a chance to go directly vertical to him, just go and try to score. So that's one thing. But I was thinking about the game and, you know, talk about sliding doors. You know, if that penalty stays on for whatever reason, I mean, the VAR was asleep on the first one, so you could assume that the VAR would be asleep even for the second goal. You know, maybe we're looking at a completely different team a year from now, even in terms of coaching. And, you know, it's such a, you know, maybe it's going to go down that way anyway. I don't know. But if it doesn't, then we're going to look back at this game and thinking, well, that was, we got very close. But as you said, right, like, we need to win at this point. I don't care. The guys need some confidence that they can win consistently, like, you know, just string together some wins. We always complain about, you know, our inability to get the lucky chances, you know, like the deflection, the stuff. We got a deflection. I don't care. Just win. Put together 1, 2, 3 wins, and then, you know, we'll worry about how we look in terms of the beauty of our game later on. Right now, it's just a desperate team that needs to win, even though, you know, the standings are not that bad, but it's getting very crowded that you know, for that 4th and 5th spot. So
Milan getting dangerous again.
Yeah. I mean,
no, for example,
we don't have room for error there.
Pietro, you watch a game after we scored the second goal, okay, the 2-1. We have like 4 or 5 minutes. We have 3 balls where we need to go straight to the goal, and we missed 3 passes that I think my almost 11 years old son that never plays soccer wouldn't have missed. One by Locatelli to Nico Gonzalez, one by McKennie to, I think, Ildiz, I think it was, and one but from Vlahovic to Colomoni. we missed 3 passes that at that level is impossible to miss. Okay, so we're still missing a lot. Still, I seen a lot of like sparks. I see like Koopmeiners going vertical. I see Locatelli raising his head and watching in front of him instead of like left and right. Okay, I see Renato Vega play vertical too. I see Colombo Monil fighting for the ball, like the ball that when we tie the game is a 50-50 ball that basically he got from the defender. I was scared actually the VAR called that back because there was like a shoulder to shoulder, something super light, but you never know in Italy, you know. And we see Koopmeiners shooting from outside. We see a lot of good stuff. Still, Colombo had the ball to tie the game. If Colombo played, so that would be like interesting to see what's going to happen. So, but still, we need to start winning. So, Mauro asking this to us. No, sorry, this one. It was this one first.
It's a problem with Motta. One of Motta's problems, the subs, I think. I think Ildiz was the best player, and again, he took him out. We've seen him more than once. He's done, I think, twice now with Ildiz. He did it with Bangula, with Torino. Sometimes, like, the best player, he subs it. I don't understand why. So I don't agree with that sub, answering to Mauro. Maybe there is something we don't know. Maybe they're not 100%. On paper, it doesn't make sense, to be honest.
I think
I don't know what you guys
he
think.
had that planned. That was the confusing part because they asked him about that, and he was like, "Well, you know."
No, it was coming out. It was McKennie was coming out, but that Colombo scored the second goal, and it changed. It was McKennie coming out.
No, but like I think he meant like before the game he had this idea.
Oh, okay. No, but it changed because like it was McKennie supposed to come because I don't remember what I heard it, but they asked a journalist and they said there was a and then was who went up for was it Conceição? It came from no we put from for him for Ildiz. I don't remember who it was. Bangula.
Yeah, it was
Bangula.
Yeah. So he was supposed to take off McKennie, and then we scored a 2-1. He took out the Ildiz. So yeah, I heard both points there though, so that's why.
Yeah, I mean it's true what Giulio says that the subs. I mean, maybe just because he's a relatively young coach and doesn't have that sort of that mastery of finding the right sub at the right time that just turns the game around. But a few times now we've been like, okay, what's happening? I don't see the logic there. But I guess that's part of the process too. I mean, not only the players are supposed to grow, I think that the coach is also growing with the players, or supposed to at least.
You know what's funny? That everybody's giving a hard time Motta for the sub, and that I would have done different sub because I'm a huge Dragon Water fan, but I don't understand these subs at all. Okay, so Ildiz actually played 90 minutes, 97 minutes against Benfica 3 days before. Okay, he played like 3 different positions. Maybe he was tired. Okay, it was a 65, 70 minutes. So you could come out, but why don't put Thuram before?
Right.
That part, I really I don't get it. I really don't get it. That part. So you have the luxury finally to have the player available to make sub. Why? We take out the Ildiz. It's okay. He was the best player on the pitch. Maybe he was tired. Okay, we put another Bangula. We have the luxury to make changes right now. But why don't give like we have choose 2-1, dude? You have Thuram, you have Douglas Luiz, you still have Fagioli. Why you didn't put him like to give like a refreshing or to Locatelli or to McKennie that I think it was like the worst player on the pitch.
The worst player.
I mean, McKennie's tired. Poor dude. He's been playing.
No, he cannot play over there. He cannot play over there.
Yeah, true. But
he cannot play over there.
I think it's mentally challenging to just switch position every other game, and you have to adjust, and he needs a break.
Can I give you another?
Me off about Motta is that sometimes doesn't sub Koopmeiners when he's clearly not doing. Yeah, never. when he's clearly
I
doing
I
really
agree
bad.
with that move actually.
It's like, come on, put Douglas Luiz. That guy is really good. I love Douglas Luiz. Just give him a chance. Give him more playing time. You know what I mean? It just I don't know. That's the only thing I really see that I don't agree with Mota most of the times. Like, why all these minutes to Cup Miners and not trying other players? You know, try a different formation too. I don't know.
Maybe he's doing like, I know you guys are too young, like Berzot did with Paolo Rossi in 1982. He kept him in and kept him in and kept him in until he became he scored the most goals in the World Cup, guys. Coaches have different things that they see during the week that we don't. I don't agree with the Cup Miners, but I'm not the coach. There's got to be a reason why he's doing what he's doing. I mean, some people are saying by doing it this way, he's actually hurting the player because he's putting too much pressure on him.
Yeah.
Don't know, man. I don't know why he's doing that, but I always look back seriously, like with Paolo Rossi, where he never even played a minute of football or soccer, and he went to the World Cup. He was 2 years without playing, and then he ended up becoming the player that he was. Don't know. Sometimes we just don't have answers. We don't agree with it. I know I don't. But
one thing I expect is that now Douglas Luiz gets more playing time. They got rid of Fagioli. Okay, I mean it's a double of Douglas Luiz. I mean they're kind of same players in a way. I would say, you know, those that have a little more creativity, a little lighter physically, more technical. So you get rid of Fagioli. To me, you're saying, okay, we have Douglas Luiz. We're gonna invest in this player. Now I expect a lot or more playing time for him now. Otherwise, I don't understand what they're doing.
Well, we don't know because we still don't know the player. Still, like they invest like such a huge amount of money on the player, so it'd be interesting to see what's gonna happen. But yeah, I agree. They need to give me some playing time, like playing like 4 or 5 games, so at least we know what's gonna happen. So, and in the near future, we're gonna have a lot of games. So we're gonna have Friday with Como. I think it's expected even snow in Como on Friday night, and then we have PSV Eindhoven on Tuesday. We have Inter on Sunday and PSV Eindhoven on the Wednesday. Okay. So we have like a...
And then what? Atalanta after that? What is it? We have another big game.
I think
Coppa Italia, I think.
we're gonna have the Coppa Italia probably. I don't remember what we're gonna have after PSV Eindhoven. But can I say something like that doesn't make any sense? I think the most important game is the game we're going to play on Friday.
Absolutely, 110%.
What's on Friday again?
Against Como.
Oh, against Como.
Because it's a game that on the paper you should win. Okay, it's a game that you need to win because you need a 3 point. Because Latvia is winning, Milan is coming back. We need a point. Atalanta look like it's struggling a little bit, but okay. You need a 3 point, and you need to start having a streak. Come on, let's not forget
that Como was one of the teams that spent the most in the winter market.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So they're stronger than the Como that was last week. I don't know. I hope they're not going to be like the AC Milan when they changed the coach. All of a sudden, they found some life.
I think we have a situation that the next month, actually, like I just checked after Inter with Cagliari, with Verona, and then there is Atalanta now with Como. So it's not like crazy games, right? We have Inter, you have like the Champions League, like everything else, they're doable. Also, let's not forget that I think this year, I didn't think it was possible, but it's actually now happening. It's this year path to the Coppa Italia final. It's even easier than the one from last year. Giorgio, even easier than one from last year. I couldn't believe. So we have Empoli, and then if we beat Empoli, Bologna, and then there is the final. So can we say it out loud? that the minimum should be to make it to the final in Coppa
It
Italia?
still was easier, I think.
No.
I think it was Frosinone, Salernitana. I don't remember what we got in semifinal.
Yeah, but like the semi-final.
We got Lazio.
Right, semi-final,
right.
exactly. We got it.
No.
So Empoli, Bologna, like it can be easier than this. So this team is having it very easy from that point of view. You know, they're dropping points, and the other teams are dropping points, so they're lucky from that point of view. So really, the pressure they are having on them, it's minimal right now because they're still up there. The Coppa Italia, it's easy peasy. Champions League, they gotta go and play the playoff, and they can make it to the round 16. So they're having it easy. They're having it easy. So I can't really even say they are under pressure. I don't think there is that much pressure. For it could have been a lot worse. So I think we need to make it to the final. If they don't make it to the final of Coppa Italia, I think that's one of the objectives failed. Then the final, you win, you lose, but you need to make it to the final.
You know, Juve is so unpredictable this year. Sometimes, you know, we face really hard teams and we play well, and then we face like Lecce, Cagliari, and Parma, and we suck, you know, or we don't get the 3 points on. It's just all over the place this year, which is expected from a young team, like I said, like we all said. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna do well. The next month is gonna be crucial.
Yeah, the next 3 weeks. I mean,
the next 3 weeks. You're right.
I think champion. You're saying Como, but to me, like guys, the playoff of Champions League are worth what, 30 million, 20?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So it's talking about, when we talk about most important games, those two. I mean, sure, you win the one with Como, you approach that game with a different mentality, but in terms of worth of the two games, yes, those two games are like, that's a big deal. We don't have a sponsor on the jersey, so we need those like 20 million come in for sure. You know,
and also, I think that we need to win against Inter, not only because we hate them, not only because they did Italia, but also because we just gotta prove ourselves that we can be in the top 4 and face the strongest team in Serie A. Because so far we didn't win against any of those teams. Like for example, Napoli we didn't win. Atalanta we didn't win. Who else? Inter, we draw 4-4. I think it will be a good morale.
Roma, we didn't win. Lazio, we won at the last minute with an own goal.
That's right.
I mean, the big games we won was with Manchester City, which it's probably one of the worst season in the last 10 years of Manchester City.
Yeah.
And with Milan,
we did really very well. Yeah.
But
yeah, it's like.
We had a lot. We had
what?
a lot.
We did what?
We
had a lot.
Yeah.
We had a lot.
Look, the point is, I was trying to make is like, of course, the Champions League game, we need to get for economical reason to the round of 16.
That's a small thing.
Yeah. Okay. But we need to start winning games, and the more you help winning. So we need to start winning games, ugly games, ugly win. Then we're gonna suffer because then we're gonna get the confidence. Okay, then we're gonna get like this game. Even on Sunday, we go up 2-1 with a couple of decent chances, and then we even like with when Napoli up down one player. Okay, we were basically down. We because we are scared. We need the confidence that we have. Yeah, okay. Last year with Allegri, we had a team that probably was not as talented as this one, but there was a moment of the season we were up by 1. They're not going to score us even if they play 3 days against us, and we don't have this right now. Probably because on the back we are not as strong because of course we have some issue, but we don't have a confidence because in this moment if there is a bouncing ball, it's going to go on the opposing side of us because we don't have the confidence to win the ball. So that's why I say Como is really important. Start winning the game, and then we'll see. Okay, we win against Como. Okay, who is next game up? Okay, yes, win Doman. Okay, let's go play the game. We already beat them 3-1. Okay, so So that was my point. So we want to say something last, and then we're gonna wrap up the episode, guys.
Well, somebody give Cambiaso the memo about winning the games. We lost 6 points because of this kid. So, I mean, 6 points are on him.
Hey, Doc, what was the rumors about Cambiaso that the people that you listen to that
No, I mean it's not rumors. It
it is rumors. You're not in the you're not in the locker.
No, of course, but you can read the signals from the outside. It was pretty clear that the team was happy with a possible move given X amount of money, and that's not. I mean, if the numbers that were around are indeed true, it's very hard to say no. But it was pretty clear that they didn't just say no, that guy's not moving in January. And if you compound that with his sort of performances over the past month and a half, then I don't think it's a great way to handle that guy, especially a guy that potentially can be one of the very few cornerstones of your team. So now what are you going to do the next 6 months? Play with a guy who's thinking of leaving as soon as possible in June, or?
Yeah, but that's an opinion. To me, Cambiaso is injured. Period. He's injured.
I mean, then
because
why not say we're not selling him?
But because we never actually look. It looks like what they were saying. We never got an offer actually.
Yeah,
we never got like a formal offer from Manchester City. So it's
Giuntoli said that it's not for sale. He did say that.
Every
other outlet was saying, "Oh, there is a meeting."
No. Wait. Okay, don't go with the outlet. The kids is not training for like 10 days.
Yeah,
if we watch a game last Sunday, if anything, I didn't see a team playing against the coach or not together. Yeah, we made a lot of mistakes in the first half. Yes, but it's different.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you have one of the most valuable pieces in your roster. He's going through a rough time, be it injury, be it some sort of mental lapses that he had, the Lecce game, the Fiorentina game, whatever.
Napoli,
not a good game. If you think that guy is really important in the future of your team, in my view, you handle that transfer market very differently. But again, it's of course we're not in the locker. We can only speculate. But the impression from the outside was pretty clear that the team, given however many millions they were asking, they would be fine with the move.
Right. He's right, guys. Like the perception was that one. Everybody was reporting is a done deal, contract of 5 years. He wants 80. They're offering 70. We even believed it was sold. All right. So we even believed it was a done deal. Then something happened and it wasn't sold, and that's fine. Right. But like the perception was that he was going to be sold. We even said, if they're coming with 80 million, I'm going to bring him. Right.
I have a question for you guys.
So that's a fact. Then I think they got caught. They got screwed actually because they thought they were going to sell him. And I think Manchester City backed out. And they're happy to keep him, But with 80 million, you tell them pick any player here, maybe not Yildiz, but pick anyone, put 80 million on the desk and leave. Huh? And Pinsoglio, untouchable. So we're in that position. Juventus was never a team that sold that easily unless you came with an offer for whatever, And now we're in a position like anybody with 80 million can come and pick whatever they want.
I have a question for you guys. Do you think that all these speculations that we are hearing about our players or injuries and things like that are due to the fact that Juventus is really bad at communicating what's going on with, for example, injuries or things like that. Do you think, or do you agree with that or not?
No, I think Juventus are one of the, even because like Juventus is one of the most like followed team, not just in Italy but like around the world. Okay, there's too many people talking about that and talking and spreading fake news. They're not news.
No, I'm talking, for example, with injuries, like what's going on. Sometimes we don't know.
But
like,
we don't have a lot of injuries now.
No, I'm saying like in the past few months, for example. You remember when Douglas Luiz, we didn't know what Douglas was doing, why he was not playing. Yeah, he was injured, but then he came back. He was training with the rest of the team. There were lots of speculations. Maybe Douglas Luiz is not good for Motta, and then he finally plays, and then he only plays 5 minutes. It's like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it's like...
Well, Juventus is notoriously horrible at communicating in general.
That's what I'm saying.
So, but that's like segreto di Pulcinella. No, we know they're horrible. They don't talk. They don't defend themselves. They don't. Okay, that's the key. They don't defend themselves ever. Right? They've been sent to Serie B. They've been. It's happened every sort of thing. They don't open their mouth. You think they care about opening the mouth? Speculation about an injury? They could care less.
Yeah, but
unfortunately, that's the style.
I think. Well, it's time to change it then, because we can't just it disrupts the harmony of the team with all these rumors and stuff. Juventus needs to put a stop to that too. I don't know. This is something I always hated about Juve.
I mean, I don't know if you guys read that piece on Repubblica about the locker room and the players who are not happy. I mean, Repubblica is owned by the same group as Juventus, which is...
Come on, Edo, you're better than this.
No, I'm saying, like, you own a team and you own a newspaper and you let the newspaper run with something that it's just
not
rumors
true.
And you're happy with it. Like, what are you doing as a team?
Yeah.
It's not the news.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah,
but
like you said,
there's
nothing new.
It's nothing new, but it's got to change anyway.
I agree. I agree with you, but I'm not. I'm like see, I don't read La Gazzetta. I don't read La Repubblica. Period.
No, but you don't. But a lot of people do, and I mean,
you're right.
Could you imagine Canale 5 back in the day saying 2 hours of bad shit about Berlusconi's Milan? No, that would never happen. Why would it happen with Juve? Like, what's the logic?
I agree with you. I don't have an answer for that.
Hey, before we close, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that you look at other clubs, like for example Napoli, which I really hate their communication, but it's strong, right? It sends a signal to its supporters and the press. Don't mess with us, right? We don't have that sort of.
They're never done.
Yeah, so I'm like,
give an example. Who is the coach of Empoli? D'Aversa, right? After the game on Sunday, he came. He went to the press conference. He was complaining because VAR called back the penalty. Because obviously there was an handball by rule. It's like a foul, okay?
Yeah.
So there was the right decision to do. I think nobody ever argue about that. D'Aversa complained about that. It happened only against us, because I would bet whatever you want that if that happened like Milan against Roma, Lazio, Napoli, Inter, we never said anything about that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Giulio, go ahead. So,
no, nothing. Like I was reading in the comments about this Chiellini thing. I think we ourselves as supporters, we shouldn't spread or feed into this. You know, we were chatting the other day about there is this rumor that Chiellini wasn't allowed to speak with the players and to not allowed in the locker room and whatever. I think we really need to be just like be smarter than that and not fall for this shit. Like Chiellini is there with a completely different role that doesn't have anything to do with the team. Honestly, I believe that he's in that role because there is nobody in management that speaks English, and they need him to do that for them. Honestly, but that's me. But besides, if that's the reason, he's there. Huh?
Calvo can speak English.
No, I know. I'm joking. But what I'm saying, like, he went there with a specific role, and I actually respect the fact that they are leaving him be and do his own thing, and they've decided that the team is handled and managed by certain people, and those are the people that are handling and managing the team. It could be a counterproductive message to bring somebody that doesn't have anything with the team into the locker room, and you're telling the coach, oh, you're not able to get a handle on this, so with Chiellini talking to the locker room. So there is also that part. I think we should leave this kind of rumors alone, and at least that, have them do their job. That's how I see it.
I agree 100% with what you said about
Giulio, I agree with you, but I think us as Juventini fans are very, very, very gullible. We believe every BS that our opponents are trying to tell us. Like the last 3 Scudetti that we won, nobody celebrated because it was only a Scudetto. But then when Inter won, it was the best thing ever.
And Napoli celebrated for 2 years.
They're still partying.
Still celebrating, right?
So you understand, like, we as Juventini are gonna start being a little bit smarter. Okay, a little bit smarter.
Good luck.
And like you said, Giulio, forget about what the BS that they're saying about Chiellini. That's not true at all. Okay, so we need to be smarter.
Absolutely. For example, you guys watched Report.
No, I haven't, but I heard.
Yeah, I talked to some Inter friends. They cheer for Inter. They don't care. They don't care. If it was us, if it was a report on us, we'll be freaking out. We'll be trying to defend. We'll be trying to criticize our own club and everything. They don't care. We need to be more like them a little bit,
No. They don't care. They don't care because they feel protected. That's why they don't care.
For whatever reasons, we should do the same.
They're not even talking. The Italian news are not even covering this.
I know.
Not even watching it. Of course they don't care. How does the average Inter supporter understands the gravity of what's going on? If nobody talks about it, everybody thinks like that. Nobody talks about it. It's just a bullshit that the reporter did, just tried to have a few clicks or whatever. How are they going to understand that it's a bad thing? Why would they care?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And maybe for this reason, Juventus needs to protect itself even more.
I agree.
More.
They should speak out. They should go in front of a microphone and be like, I want to understand why Gravina and why the Procuratore, they are not now attacking and talking about Inter all the time. I want to understand why all the newspapers are not talking about this. They should say it out loud.
Yeah.
Why they give you an answer for that? They vote for Gravina to be president again.
Oh yeah.
So they basically already told you.
There was no alternative, though. There was no alternative.
Yeah, no.
And you could not vote for anybody, but you decided to vote for him.
Yeah, but then what do you do? There is no alternative.
And Calvo is vice president right now.
Right. That's why I'm saying it's not a smart move. If there is no alternative, you know that's going to be the president. You're going to explicitly go against him, start the new 4 years saying, fuck you, now we're going to go against you, knowing what they're capable of doing to you. It's not,
Giulio,
you got to play the game.
They're kicking me out from my room, okay? So we have 1 second each, okay? Como Juve, result. Pietro.
I'm not saying it. I never do.
Okay, Giulio?
1-0. 0-1.
Francesco?
I think Juve is going to win 2-1.
Edo?
Juve win 2-0.
We're done. Edo, really? You said that?
You complain that I'm always negative.
Yeah.
For once, I'm positive.
You're scaring me now. Okay, since Francesco said 2-1, I'm gonna say 3-1.
Nice, good.
Okay.
Palanga
Guys,
0-0. Boom.
Thank you.
Thanks for everything.
Ciao. Thank you for
Bye.
having me.
Latina, guys.
No, you're
Buonanotte.
welcome, Francesco. Bye, guys.
See ya. Bye.
Ciao.